Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave, and I'm just barely here. Oh my gosh, do I have a lot to cover and talk about. First thing is that apparently the electric was out while I was gone to Mountain View because this IP address changed again. That's why I was a second or two late here getting it started. Sorry about that. I clicked on it and it said, nope, ain't having it. But at least I know how to fix that quickly now. Anyway, I have so much to talk about. I've never had this much to talk about on a vlog. So here we go. Let's get started. Yesterday, jury duty. Oh my gosh. You know, I've told you how on the big things in life, I'm the luckiest man on the planet. And it's the truth. I mean, on the things that really matter, the important things, there's nobody luckier than me. But on the little things, you better look out. Well, that's the way yesterday went. So jury duty went like this. We checked in at 8:30, and it was probably 9:35 or, well, 9:15 or so by the time we got into the courtroom. I don't know. It was after 9. So we get into the courtroom. Of course, then the jury selection process begins. There's like 80 potential jurors in the room. And so at about 10:15, they take the first 15-minute break. During this time, in case you're wondering, they're asking questions, general questions like, does anybody have a problem with understanding that the defendant is considered innocent? You know, I mean, like you don't even say that you're neutral. You have to say, no, he's innocent. You know, I mean, you kind of have to be like in that mode. And then you have to prove him guilty. You know, like the lawyer doesn't like it if you say, well, I'm neutral. No, you're not neutral. You have to agree that he's innocent until he's proven guilty, right? So, I mean, it's stuff like that. And it's semantics, and they're just going back and forth, and it's taken for freaking ever. And some people are just eat up with the dumb and can't understand it, and they go over it and 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 over it. It's just so dumb. It's such a stupid process. So anyway, so around 10:30, we take our first 15-minute break. So we come back, and then we take a lunch break at 12 o'clock. And then we come back at 1. And at about 1:30, they say, well, we're having some issues here. We needed to take another break. So they sent us out again, and they told us to return at 3. Now, this is 1:30. And they tell us to return at 3. So we come back at 3, and about 3:15, they decided to take another break. And they said return at 4. So we come back at 4, and we sit outside the courtroom until outside the courtroom. So we're standing out in the halls and places like that until 5:45. And we go back in, and at least then they quickly picked the jurors, and they sent the rest of us home. So that's why I'm not there today. It was a rape, sodomy, and incest trial. I'm kind of glad I wasn't involved in that one. Yeah. But fortunately, they didn't ask me any direct questions. Had they asked me any direct questions, I probably would have been sent home a lot earlier. Like the one question they never asked was, how do you feel about lawyers? If they'd have said that, I'd have had to see the whole idea is they raise these general questions, and then certain people will raise their hand and object to it or whatever, or say, well, I've got an issue with that, or I don't know if I can do that, that kind of thing. Well, they didn't pose anything. They were all pretty bland questions to me, and nothing made me want to raise my hand. So I just sat there silent the whole time, and a number of people did that. But there was, the same few all the time raising their hands, It was just a hassle from where. And I think I was the only person, and I'm seriously, when I say this, that wasn't a bit surprised that it took that long. Everybody else was, I thought I'd be out here by 10. I thought I'd be out here by noon. And I'm thinking, this is normal for me. This is almost exactly what I expected. So anyway, I apologize to the whole 80 people that it was my fault that it went to 5:45. just to select the jury. They said they had never gone that long before selecting a jury. It wouldn't surprise me. So anyway, we got through that, and I'm back here. Let's see. Just a reminder, we will have our first live mandolin training session at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on this coming Thursday. So mark your calendars for this Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. And if you're interested in learning how to play mandolin, we're going to get started. And the format's going to be 30 minutes of lecture and demonstration, and then followed by 30 minutes of Q&A. And I'm going to try my best to keep the Q&A contained to the lesson that we're in and not get ahead, which is what everybody tries to do for the most part. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, mark your calendars and try to be there. Let's see. Mountain View. Yeah, I knew there was something else. I've got a going to Mountain View video, so let's play that first. My friends, this car almost always averages about 34 miles to the gallon. As you can see there now, it says 38.1. I have never had any better mileage on this car than when I'm going down to Mountain View. Often by the time I get to Mountain View, it says it's 40 something miles per gallon. So I'm going to check that out today and see if it does that again. My friends, we're only about 10 miles away from Mountain View, and you can see I'm at 42 miles per gallon. Now, I don't know, but if you look at the gas gauge, it still says it's on full. I filled it up at Edgar Springs, Missouri, and that was 2.5 hours away. I think I'm going to have to stop and drain some gas out of this before long here. I'm afraid the tank's going to get over full. Well, we're in Mountain View. I'm going in the back way to where I stay. Thought I'd just leave the camera run here for a second or two. Let you see how we come into it. Just a nice little town. That mobile home court there on the right is, or I should say camper court, whatever you want to call it. That's Court Square. That's where the rest of the band stays. I stay up at the Knotty Squirrel, Knotty, which is just right up here. And this is on the right. Am I live now? Because you guys were saying I'm not there. I've been out there live for a while. I don't know what happened. Am I live now? Somebody answer. What a mess. I was doing the whole vlog like it was normal, and it showed that everybody, I could see your comments scrolling up the screen, and then I started reading them and it said I'm not there. My gosh, what a mess. I can't believe it. It's just like I never catch a break. Anybody there? I guess not.